Hey guys, Sega released Sonic the Hedgehog 4, but it sucks. So let's play Sonic 2. I'm Brick Road. I'm going to play Sonic the Hedgehog 2. If you've watched a lot of my Let's Plays, if you've been following me the past few ridiculous years on YouTube, you know I'm a Nintendo kid. I grew up with, the Mario, the Mega Man, etc., etc. But I did know one kid with a Sega Genesis. I don't know why she had a Sega Genesis. I wouldn't have wanted one, but like maybe a relative who didn't know better got it for her for Christmas or something. I don't know. But she did have Sonic the Hedgehog 2, so I did end up playing a lot of this game as a kid, and I kind of fell in love with it. And it's not difficult to see why. It's a really fun game. And that's why I'm playing it for you guys. It's also really short. I do need to be quick about it because Audacity informs me that I've only got space on my hard drive for 546 hours of audio footage, so hopefully it's not that long. Special stage. Woot! Usually when I play Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I like to play as Tails alone, because Tails is adorable and awesome. But for the Let's Play, I figured I would play with both characters, kind of get the whole Sonic the Hedgehog experience. But really, the only thing Tails is good for in the dual player mode like this is to get hit by bombs in special stages and drop your rings. That's what his special ability is. I think it says that in the manual, actually. But like, if one of you guys were over at my house, I could plug a second controller in and you could play as Tails for me. And that's kind of a cool feature. We did a lot of that as kids, because Tails can't sustain damage the way Sonic does. I mean, he can go into hit stun and get knocked back and whatever. But, like, you can go into a boss fight, and as long as the Sonic player kind of hangs back and is trying to be safe, Tails can just go hog wild on the boss and get hit as much as he wants. Not that most bosses in this game require a strategy like that, but when we were kids, we took every advantage we could get. Like in these special stages, we could never... I mean, they're very based on reflexes, very Twitch-based gameplay. We would always play like this, pausing the game real quick so we could see when the rings were coming. But man, this is difficult to watch, and it's really annoying to play, so I'm not going to be doing that. As a result, I probably won't be picking up the Chaos Emeralds in the game. Like, if I stumble across one like this, it looks like a Jolly Rancher. I guess that's... blue is the Windex-flavored Jolly Rancher, but I guess if I stumble across one, that's cool, 10,000 points, woo, I'll take it. But not going to make it a point to collect the Chaos Emeralds in this Let's Play. Mainly because they make the game harder. You get all the Chaos Emeralds, here's what happens, is you get Super Sonic. And yeah, Super Sonic, he turns yellow and he can fly around and stuff. But he's very fast and very difficult to control, and usually Super Sonic just means I run into a hole. Like 6 times, and that's also how it is with the only 9,000 points. That means I don't get a continue, and I probably will need a continue or two, so hopefully I don't get a game over. That would be a really terrible way to end this Let's Play. Hey guys, let's play Sonic 2. I'm not good enough to finish it, but you can watch me play it. Back there was a monitor with the speed shoes in it, or as I like to call them, the pick them up and then you die shoes, because similar to Super Sonic, all that really does is increases your speed a lot, and I can't keep track of it, so I always just grab those and then run into monsters and die, and that's kind of how my Sonic 2 playstyle goes, to be perfectly honest with you, is a lot of me running into monsters and dropping my rings and dying. Like, I'm pretty good at frantically holding on to one single ring. Like that, I can do brilliantly. So actually dying in this game will probably just be the result of falling into bottomless pits or stupid stuff. Ooh, another special stage. Yeah. It's not really until like the 3rd special stage that I'll start to choke and not meet the ring requirements, and I'll probably yell obscenities and have to bleep them out, and that's no fun. But hey, you know what? Maybe I'll get super lucky and I'll collect all the emeralds and it'll be a really awesome thing, and this Let's Play will be worth watching. But probably not. Probably that's not going to be what happens. One of the gimmicks of Sonic the Hedgehog back in the day, back in the 90s, when we was real, was that they released a game called Sonic and Knuckles, which had lock-on technology. So this was, if you're a kid, I say kid, but really if you're like 15 years old, I guess is still a kid, but not particularly young in terms of video game history. But it's perfectly viable that somebody is watching this video who doesn't know what lock-on technology is, so I will explain it in a little bit of detail. What you want to do is picture a game cartridge. Wow, it's possible that somebody watching this doesn't know what a game cartridge is. My goodness, you're old, Brick Road. Anyway, what you want to do is picture a game cartridge, which is a plastic doohickey that goes into your game console so you can play the game. But it also has an opening in the top, so you can put another cartridge into the top of the first game cartridge. And this is what Sonic Knuckles was. And what it lets you do was... Are there more rings? Yes, cool. What this let you do is you plug Sonic and Knuckles into your Sega Genesis, and then you put Sonic the Hedgehog 2 or Sonic the Hedgehog 3 into the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge, and that allowed you to play as Knuckles in either of the previous 2 Sonic games. And that was awesome. And it was especially awesome in Sonic 2, because just by playing as Knuckles, it reduces the requirements on... Did that fireball just really kill me? Did I really just get killed by an errant fireball because I was trying to backtrack and get some rings for the boss fight? But anyway, playing as Knuckles lowers the ring requirement in those special stages. So if you really want to get all of the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 2, your best bet is to play Sonic 2 and Knuckles. Now, here's something that very few people know, is that, okay, if you had, like, say you owned a copy of Sonic and Knuckles, and then you had a good friend who also owned a copy of Sonic and Knuckles, what you could do is plug a copy of Sonic and Knuckles into Sonic and Knuckles, and that let you play as Knuckles in Sonic and Knuckles. It was awesome. And then if you had 2 friends who owned it, you can plug a Sonic and Knuckles cartridge into a Sonic and Knuckles cartridge into another Sonic and Knuckles cartridge. Universe explodes. Totally happened. It was on CNN. I'm already done with the first level. This is going to be a quick Let's Play. I like quick Let's Plays. Alright, let's get down to it. Let's see. What else is there really to discuss about Sonic 2? Oh, I had to crack my back. This is kind of a laid-back Let's Play. Usually I would not allow myself to do that kind of things. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll like stretch or yawn, and I'll be like, I can't have that in a Let's Play, and then I'll re-record that segment. But Sonic 2 is going to be a single segment, so if I burp or fart or do something else embarrassing, you're just going to have to live with it. I'm sorry, I don't edit out my mistakes. Because from the 90s, I'm real. That's right. We wore our clothes backwards. We don't know why. I don't think I've ever actually done that. I think maybe one day at school for like a gag, we wore our clothes backwards. Shut up, the 90s were awesome, alright? That's what I'm saying. So, the other Sonic game that I'm really well familiar with is Sonic the Hedgehog 1. And it's a fun game. It's okay. But Sonic cannot spin dash. And I don't think I've actually spin dashed yet on screen, so I'll show off what that looks like. There's my continue. Yeah, I need that. So, come on, let me spin dash real quick. Here's a spin dash. Sonic cannot do that in Sonic 1, which means there's no way to get up to his top speed other than just running. Which was kind of difficult in a lot of Sonic 1's areas. The Marble Zone is the second world in that game, and it's just extremely slow and plodding, and then you get to the 4th zone, which is Labyrinth, and it's even worse. So, I think, and don't hold me to this, but I think there's a ROM hack out there that lets you plug Sonic 1 into Sonic and Knuckles and play as Knuckles, who can spin dash, and he totally breaks the game, by which I mean he makes the game a lot more fun. But I haven't tried it personally, so I don't really know if that's true or if I'm a terrible liar. Who am I kidding? We all know that I'm a terrible liar. Okay, I just made myself sad. Ooh, alright, I got 50 rings. Let's go to the 3rd special stage. Yeah. Believe it or not, the graphics in this special stage, the half-pipe thing, this was really, really impressive back in the day. This was, like, insanely cool way back in the day. Other Sonic games have better special stages. Like, I prefer the special stages in Sonic 3 to Sonic 1. It's like, they're not I don't want to say puzzles exactly. There's like puzzles aspects to them and how you navigate the levels and what you can do, but there's still reflexes involved as well. Sonic 1's special stages are just terrible, and they're extremely awful, and nobody likes them, so I won't talk about them. And I didn't play Sonic 4 long enough to find out what the special stages were like in that. Let's see, what other Sonic games have I... Oh, Sonic 3D Blast. My god, that game... If any Sonic game needed save files, it's 3D Blast. Like, Sonic 3, you really don't need to be able to save to get through the game. They let you save, I don't know why, but... No, Sonic 3D Blast... It's like the game itself is kind of fun. I mean, you have to go around and collect these little birds, and it's kind of strange. But the game itself is not terrible. It's just... It's like 5 hours long, and that's if you're quick and you know where everything is. I've only finished it once. My brother, years after I bought my Super Nintendo and I was playing like Final Fantasy games and stuff, he got a Sega Genesis. So we had one in the house, but it was always in his room. Therefore, I only played it once in a blue moon. But he got Sonic 3D Blast. And he's like, this is kind of a fun game, but I'm sick of the first few levels because I don't want to sit down and play games for like 6 hours straight. And I'm like, man, 6 hours is nothing. So I sat down, I played it start to finish, and by the end of that game, I was over it. It's like, there's no need to ever play this game again. I think I replayed it on the Sonic Mega Collection for GameCube when I bought that, but I think that let you save in between the levels. Like a quick save kind of thing. I don't remember how exactly it worked, but yeah, I don't think you had to play it all in one shot. There's a free guy over here, so I'm kind of glad that I fell in this water. Water is the bane of Sonic's existence. Nobody, absolutely nobody, anywhere in the world thinks water is a good idea in Sonic games. And it's like even the developers of Sonic the Hedgehog knew it was a bad idea. Sonic 2 has one water world. It's the next zone, actually. It can be, first of all, it can be navigated without going into the water. If you're good and you know how to stick to the top path, you can get through the whole stage dry, which basically means that I will be doing a lot of swimming in that level. But also the underwater levels are very forgiving. Even the bad parts of the underwater stages are very forgiving in this game. Like, there's a lot of oxygen bubbles. It's kind of difficult to drown. There's you can spin dash, which is a big deal because you can still regain speed underwater. So, and then Sonic 3, the water level is more based on like conveyor belts and things, like rivers of water, rather than being submerged in an ocean of water. I love this boss fight. Haha, easiest boss ever. Take that, Robotnik! That's Dr. Robotnik. And if you leave me a comment correcting me, no, you are wrong. The first person to post the word Eggman in my comments on this video is wrong, and everybody should mock that person forever. Okay? So don't even try it. I don't care how much evidence or, you know, science or logic you want to throw at me. I don't care about the original Japanese, etc., etc. My childhood wins, okay? His name is Dr. Robotnik, and you will never be able to convince me otherwise. I don't care what you say. Alright? So good. We've settled that. Alright, we're clear on the Dr. Robotnik issue here in Brick Roadville. Got you? Okay, we're good. We can be done with it.